And into this chaos, Jesus speaks. More than 2,000 years ago, Jesus is in the upper room with his disciples. And you find it in John 13:34. A new commandment I give you. Now, I know these guys are thinking, and what you're thinking is, wow, that is so simple. I've heard that before. And these guys had 10 commandments. And then they also had 700 laws that helped them keep those commandments. But Jesus says, love one another. He says a new commandment. And the commandment isn't even really new. And the word that is used in the Greek for new could be something that was just discovered or just found out about. Remarkable, something remarkable. So I tell you something remarkable. A new commandment I give you, that you love one another. I know that you say that we fall in or fall out of love, and love's a noun. But see what Jesus does right here? He says for you to love one another. He takes what normally is a noun, and we think of as a noun, and he makes it a verb. Love now becomes an action. And it's not if you feel like it, it's a command of God. And then Jesus says, just as I have loved you. How has Jesus loved you? He shows you how you're to love somebody else. Love one another, just as I have loved you. When you first got in your relationship, you had all these emotions. And see, emotion is not to be the engine of the train, it's the caboose. Doing is the engine. And when you start doing, then comes along the emotion, the feeling of loving. Now, Paul, he comes along and he uses a different word, but he says the exact same thing. But we ignore what Paul has to say because we don't like the word that he uses. He says, and this in Ephesians 5:21, he says, submit to one another. And we ignore it because we don't like what he said. And he said, and the reason you do it, Jesus says, how you do it, Paul says, the reason you do it is reverence to God. We're to submit to one another out of reverence to God. So we know the how, and we know the why. So this is it. This is the building blocks and the foundation of all loving relationships, not just a marriage relationship. And this should be seen in the church. And this is how the world will know that we're his disciples. Thank you so much for your time and for listening. God bless you.